Good morning from day 3 in not quite Juneau, Alaska. So we are in the Chatham Strait right now, headed up on what is called the Alaska Marine Highway. So yes, you have highways on water. On our left, which I can never remember which is port and starboard, I think that's port, but Baranof Island, Kuiwi Island over there is, I think, how you say it, but I'm not sure. So we are making our way up to Juneau. We don't get there till about noon. So the game plan for the morning, we're gonna go do some brunch, not breakfast, but brunch in the main dining room, which is a little different, some different menu options, not crazy different. And then we are gonna go back and hear the lecturer from yesterday who taught us about some humpback whales and some orca whales, and we're going to do a lecture on sea otters, and we really enjoyed it yesterday, so we're going to go back and hear him today. When we get to Juneau, our actual excursion isn't until the evening. We have an evening whale watching and dinner tour, but for the first part of the day, what we're going to try to do, as long as the weather cooperates, because we do have a pretty high chance of rain, but if it's not super rainy and miserable, we're going to head over to the Mendenhall Glacier on a bus and check out the glacier and the waterfall, and then just check out the town a little bit before we head to our excursion. But for now, let's look at some pictures of some food. I'm going to go get some coffee. Day 3, Juneau, Alaska. Let's go. Okay, so while I have some coffee, I'm going to tell you guys one of the things that I've noticed about our room choice. So in case you're ever on this ship or just deciding what part of a ship to be on in general, you know. So on most Royal ships, the restaurants, Windjammer, which is the buffet, are all at the back of the ship. The Royal Theater and entertainment venues tend to be at the front of the ship, and in this case, also the Crown Lounge, which is where we come and get our coffee, which is the lounge for like, it's a loyalty perk. Anyway, is at the front. So we are so far forward that we actually have to walk backwards on the ship to get to the forward elevators. So it's probably too far forward for my liking. When we walk to dinner, it feels like a very long walk if you go down the room hallways. Now, what we like to do is we will go down to the esplanade or the promenade on other ships and just walk through that, because it kind of cuts up it feels like the walk is shorter, even though it's really not shorter. So like today, what we're going to do, since we already came down to this floor and got the coffee, we can walk straight back through the esplanade to where the brunch place is and go have brunch. But I say all that to say, I personally think that a midship area room is preferable overall. I think that's sort of seems obvious now. I don't mind. If I had to choose between just forward and just back, mid not an option, I'm going to go closer to the back because, number one, you're closer to the restaurants and stuff like that. But number two, I have had several rooms towards the back of ships lately, and I just feel like it's easier to get to most of the stuff. I feel like where our room is, it feels farther. It could just be in my mind. But anyway, there's my little talk on room choices of just observations 3 days in on this trip. The other note is my wife and daughters are further back and closer to the forward elevators. So I would say that even if we were just back by closer to their room, closer to the forward elevators, it would feel like we're less far away from everything. So anyway, there's my little for that.
eat. Many sea urchins have a purple dye, a purple stain in them. Now, unless you've taken a zoology class or good biology class, most people don't know much about sea urchins, but sometimes they tie themselves together, sometimes they tie the baby to themselves, sometimes they strap food to themselves. So these are pretty ingenious animals in a lot of ways. So they feed on a variety of things. They will feed on fish. They're basically the only marine mammal that goes down and catches fish with their hands.
Okay, so we have made it off the ship. Right when you get off the ship, there are little booths and kiosks, and it's very different than like in the Caribbean and some of those islands on that part of the world where they're like super aggressive and you got to be careful. This is all kind of the same companies, all kind of working together. Very safe, very secure. You don't have to worry about shady business. But we just booked basically a bus to the glacier and the waterfall, and it'll get us there. We'll do our thing. We're gonna come right back and then go back on another excursion. So we are hustling to get over to where we're supposed to meet our bus, because technically it's leaving right now as we're walking. So we're gonna make our way over there and look at some pretty ice. Okay, we made it to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center, and now we are going to make the walk over to the waterfall slash glacier viewing area. So let's go over some of the details. Mommy, how much was it per person on the bus?
I think adults were 80.
Ooh.
Kids were, I don't remember.
Okay.
It's like 400 total.
So it was expensive. It was an expensive bus ride. We think it was about $400 for all 5 of us round trip.
It's so
So yeah, kind of pricey. The length of the drive was about 15-ish minutes. The walk from the visitor center to the waterfall is going to be about a mile. It is absolutely beautiful, and you know that kind of cheesy saying, like, the journey is part of the destination, or however that goes. I think this is one of those ones where the walk is as good and is an important part of it as the final view of the glacier and the waterfall. So we're gonna do some hiking, look at some nature, and check in when we get to the beautiful waterfall. Well, we have made it to the glacier and the beautiful Nugget Falls. There's the glacier over there. Can't really see it. I'll show you. There you go. So a couple of interesting facts. Mendenhall Glacier is 3,000 years old, and I think it's over 13 miles, like 13 and a half miles. And this right here, where is it? There is Nugget Falls. I can't see because the sun is that way, so it's blinding me. I can't see the screen. Anyway, it was not a hard hike, but it is a worth it hike. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Yes. So if you get out here and you got the time, I would say make the trek. The kids have loved it.
All right, so we finished up with our adventure, our self-guided adventure to Mendenhall and Nugget Falls. Did a little bit of t-shirt shopping in the downtown Juneau area. Sadly, it has been raining all day, so I'm very disappointed. I'll share with you guys. I have not gotten the drone up, but I'm determined to get some views of these mountains. It is absolutely beautiful. So now we are outside on the pier, outside of the ship, waiting for our actual ship excursion, which is a sunset whale watch and dinner tour. So we're excited about that, and we're all very hungry because we haven't eaten since brekkie brek. So let's hope we get to see some whales and we don't get rained out for dinner. Let's go. Okay, I am sitting with the famous model and actress Vivian.
I'm a model, we're not. I'm not.
We are doing our first step of this excursion, which is taking a bus probably to a boat. Because, so that's what we're doing. We're all loaded up on our second bus of the day to go find a boat. And then we will let you know what's going on after that.
Yeah.
All right, so it was about a 20-minute bus ride to our little boat that we're going to take whale watching. So we've hopped on board. Everybody's loading up the boat right now, and then we're going to head out. I'm not sure the order of things, but eventually we're going to get some food. But I think first we're going to go check out some whales. I think the way it's going to work is over the course of the whale watching trip, we're slowly going to get fed different little bites. Not really sure, but you'll know. We'll figure out as we go along. Okay, so we are about 2/3 of the way done. We've got about a little less than an hour left. Guys, we've seen some humpbacks. They were far away, but we saw some orcas. They got some great shots of some orcas. It is cold upstairs and windy. We got some beautiful orcas. So they're taking us to see one more secret thing that we don't know about yet. Hoping it's sea otters, guys. But even if it's not, I think we're supposed to see them in a couple of days. Wink, wink, wink. That's my week. But guys, we got so lucky because you don't always see orcas, and we've seen
Whale too.
lots of them. One more thought I had as we are now on our way back, returning to the dock from our whale watching journey, is that for the size of the vessel, which is pretty big, I mean, for what I expected, I guess I would say, the amount of people is pleasant. Like, we have 3 benches pretty much all to our 5-person family. So overall, I would say this was a big, successful whale watching trip. The food was quite good. Salmon dip, maybe the hit of the day, and I'm not even a big salmon dip type of guy. Like, I like salmon, but the salmon dip, normally I would, but I want to try everything, and it was yum. They had a seafood chowder, also quite yummy. Bison meatballs were a little tough, but I would eat them again. So overall, I would definitely say this is a recommended trek if you want an activity in Juneau for the evening. And I'm full, and that's the other thing I'll say. It's like, I was worried that it was going to be like little nibbles and not that much food, but I am leaving happily full. So sorry, I'm looking out. I think we got another whale as we're sailing back. So anyway, that is my thoughts. That the size is good. Now, I will say, from a cost standpoint, this one was, I think we got a discount on it because we bought it early. I still think it was like $200 per person. So it is prohibitively expensive, but everything in Alaska is expensive. So be prepared for that. you do go on an Alaska journey.
All right, we are back in the room. It started raining on us pretty good right before we got back to the ship, so we got all wet. We have a very early excursion. We have to meet in the theater at 6:50 a.m. and it is 9 o'clock now, so we are going to bed. But I'm going to let Griffin do a wrap-up today, and I want him to tell me what his favorite part of the day was and anything he'd like to talk about that we did either in the morning excursion or the evening excursion.
We got some fudges and stuff from a store. We got some t-shirts in Juneau. And in the evening, we went on a whale watching tour. And we saw a family of like 5 orcas, a couple humpback whales, and there were sea lions that went to this little floaty thing. I don't remember what it's called.
A buoy?
A buoy, and just kept fighting over.
What was
the
your
territory.
favorite thing, though? What was your favorite of all of the things we did today?
Probably watching the sea lions.
Watching the sea lions? That was like the best. They were funny, weren't they?
Yeah.
Fighting
Some
over
would
the
try
buoy.
to jump and missed and fell. One sea lion pulled another one down. It was really funny to watch.
All right. Vivian said earlier that today was one of her favorite days of any of the trips that we've taken. So I'll take that as a win when the teenager has a good day. So overall, it was a good day, good wrap up. Not a lot of food to talk about. I guess we had breakfast this morning in the MDR, and it was brunch, but it was basically like the normal stuff. And then the food on the ship tonight was pretty good. We liked it. What was your favorite food that you ate on the ship tonight?
Probably that's the salmon. The salmon was really good.
The salmon or the salmon dip?
Just the salmon.
Regular salmon. He loves salmon. Loves it. All right. We're calling it a night. That's a wrap on day 3. We will see you tomorrow in Skagway, Alaska for day 4.